let's start with the echidna. Hope you've had a happy Australia Day and hope you've had a good day so far. All right, let's start with the echidna, and what we're going to draw is the oval shape for the head. Give yourself a bit of space up the top of your page. I've probably just given myself enough space, but I want to fit 2 characters on here. So a nice circle. Then we're going to draw 2 circles here as well. And then we're going to draw a couple of other circles in there. I'm making these 2 bigger. We're going to have kawaii style eyes. Now, I'm not sure why it's saying on my screen, viewer limit reached. So I'll have to have a look at that and research that one. If it is, I may have to find another way to do my live sessions. Anyway, what we're going to draw is a line down here for the echidna's nose and then back up like so. Try and do it the same on both sides. The next thing we're going to do is, this looks quite kind of tricky, this part here, and I might just zoom in a little bit and bring that down. But what we're going to do is we're going to draw an oval, a really light oval shape. I hope you can see that. I'm going to draw it a bit darker, but that's going to help where we take these spikes out to, because we haven't seen echidnas at our house yet, out at Palmview, but I have seen one at the school I used to work at Emmanuel, Lutheran College. They have a lot of scrublands there, but I would love to see an echidna in our backyard one day. And see how I'm just taking those bumps out to that line out there. All right. So now what we're doing is another oval shape here and here. And then we're going to put the claws on. Okay, I'm just going to zoom in a bit more. Sorry guys, I'll just bring that picture in front. See the paws are the little claws are sort of like a teardrop shape. Now I'm just wondering whether that YouTube setting is, because my kids do these videos as well, they love to do them. Maybe they've got lots of different devices that they're trying to log into. So I'm not sure. Anyway, next thing we're going to do is we're going to draw a line out each side, how far you want these spikes here to come out to. I'm going to zoom back out because that's too far in. Sorry guys, bit of a false start today. We'll get back on track. All right, so out each side, and then I'm going to do the same. I'm just going to draw a semicircle or an arch, and that is like a guideline. That's going to, and we draw those types of things with our whole arm. Another thing that we can do is, if you watch my wrist movement, it's almost like a windscreen wiper. So if we move our wrist, we can do that time. Same with our elbow. We can draw with all our arm and our whole body, not just our small fingers. All right, going in, out, in. Pretend these are little rounded triangles that you're going to draw. Also, pretend that you're bringing them sort of to a point inside the head here. So if I go out there, bring it back into sort of roughly like that. Makes sense? So if I was to draw a line out, it would hit those points. That's what we're trying to do. So see how that, if that would hit there, yep, that looks pretty good. It's like a zigzaggy line. Now remember, the more you draw, the better you're going to get. Same as yesterday or the other day, we are going to outline this and then color it, and then we'll move on to the next character. So got me old trusty Sharpies here. I've gone with the fine point, and this is going to be my outline. Okay, let me know if where you're from, where you're joining us from, because I'd like to know. It'd be great. We had some schools the other day. We had some people in Perth. We've had people from Adelaide. It's great to see lots of people join us. And I say us because my wife is my technical support crew. and chat moderator. Okay, I'm just going over these lines here. And going around the outer edge, careful not to go over my little claws, and then around underneath the nose, and then out and around these little bumps. Now, because I've got my fine point and it's the thicker Sharpie I've got, I'm going to do some of the main parts of it. So, for example, the face of the echidna. Now, I've simplified this echidna down into like a bit more of a cartoony, kawaii style. You can use some of these techniques if you were drawing a real one, some of these rounded spikes. And remember, this is the time now where anything that you're not happy with, you can change. All right, I've got, if you want to keep to Sharpies, I've got the ultra fine point now. The ultra fine point is going to give me a thinner line to finish off these little claws. And if you wanted a bit more of a point on the claws, you could, it's up to you. And then finishing off some of these inner details. Okay, now those circles are going to be left white. So what we have to do is try and color around those. You want to get your bigger Sharpie out, you can. Australia Day, what a nice day. We've just been chilling out, relaxing. I've actually been doing some more drawing. The kids we got out into our back creek this morning. Found some yabbies actually, which was pretty cool. Some real small yabbies out in a little water pond in our creek. Usually the creek only runs when it rains, but there's a few pools around, and that was a nice surprise this morning. All right, echidna, let's get the rubber and rub out. Now, because it's a bit more overcast today, I'm hoping you guys can still see in the screen clearly. It looks like it's still all right. I've got a couple of little lights in here, but I didn't want to put too many lights on because it can create shadows all over my work. All right, just rubbing out some pencil lines. Now, you've got a couple of options here how you want to color it, but I'm going to do some layering of textures and some pencil at the same time. So I'm just testing, sorry, I'll just move that across so you can see what I'm doing. Just testing on a scrap piece of paper some colors. So I want a nice light color for the face, because I've looked at echidnas and their face is usually lighter. And so I'm just coloring in nicely. Remember, the Sharpie won't smudge because it's permanent. Remember to have something underneath there, guys. Sorry, I should have reminded you. If this is your first session, welcome. And if you've been with us a number of times, thank you so much for your support and joining us in. I've had some lovely comments from little Maxie today. Welcome, mate. Thanks for joining us, and I'm glad you've been enjoying watching some of my other YouTube videos as well. Now I've got just some normal Faber-Castell connector pens here, and I'm just going to a slightly darker one here and just outlining that in first. Oops, here comes the rain. It's raining outside now. And I'm going to colouring in them neatly. May do these ones slightly darker, so yep, I'm going to keep this one. So notice how on that one I've got them slightly darker. I use some different textures on there to colour that one in. But I'm just using these Faber-Castell because that's what's you might have at home, some readily available materials. Okay, so I'm just colouring in neatly and quickly. All right, we've got, is it Stelina? Yep. From Sunny Coast. Thanks for putting in where you're from. Anyone else want to at the moment, they can. Put into the chat section. I'll just have to, I'm going to look into that YouTube thing. I reckon it may be a device limit, maybe. I'll have to ask my kids after this. All right, so we're going to go darker again out here, but notice how it shades from dark to light. So what we're going to do is I'm going to colour the whole background here in the lighter colour, and then I'm going to put some shading over the top, and I'll show you how to do that. So I'm going to get my lighter colour here. Sorry, I've just moved that. Sometimes you don't have to keep your page all in one spot. Sometimes it's easier to move your page around depending on how you're colouring. I like to colour up and down, so I can move my page around like so. But for the video, I'll keep it nice and still for you, so you're not, it's not making you dizzy or anything like that. All right, so colouring in nicely, colouring in the long ways, not up and down in that short area, because then it's harder to stay in the line. Sometimes you colour long, sometimes you've got to do little short bits, sometimes you outline. You've got to change and control. It's all about control, all about practice as well. Good to hear that people are drawing every day, because the more you do it, the better you're going to get. Now I can, hang in there Texter, hang in there Faber-Castell. I can see that this one is starting to run out of steam. You could probably see that. If your texture is running out, don't press harder. Some people try and press harder thinking that more ink will come out. Just slow it down a little bit and it might work for a little bit longer. If you press harder, you're just going to wreck the tip. So what I'm going to do is make sure I get all the tips of these done. Just like this echidna, we've had a bit of a bumpy run of, first Wi-Fi, now text is running out. That happens, it's real life, it's live. I may have another one of these lying around somewhere. Brown doesn't seem to be a very, very popular colour amongst my students, so I may have another one that looks the same. Not quite, just a little bit lighter. My personal assistant's trying to search for me right now, which is fantastic. There's a saying about that, isn't there? There we go.
I don't know what it's
That one looks good. Thank you so much. I'm going to trust your... Oh, look at that. Perfect. Look at the difference. This one, someone's actually pressed a little bit too hard and the nib's gone in. So everyone who's got art materials, if you've got some really good art materials, you've got to look after them, put them away in the right spot, make sure you're looking after everything, because they'll last longer that way. All right, now we've got everything, the base colours down on our echidna. So now what we can do is choose a darker pencil, which I've found here. I've got a darker brown. Make sure that that's dry, and I'm just going to try to achieve this shading out effect. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to press hard in here and lighter as I come out. So nice and light out here, nice and light, and then press harder in around this part. And what that is doing is sort of pushing those spikes back behind and bringing the face out a little bit more. All right, because if you've seen an echidna, they have got so many spikes. It's their defense mechanism against other animals. They burrow themselves into the ground and put up their spikes. Okay, you can see that you can flick it out too nicely. Like yesterday, I showed people how to flick, and I will just show you again today for those new people. So when you're drawing a line, if you hold the same pressure, you get the same line. But if you flick it up like so, see how it goes from thick to thin? Same with a texture, you can do that with a texture as well. That's great for doing things like grass, that type of thing, if you want to do grass in your drawings. Okay, flicking it up and out, putting some darker in. If your text is a little bit wet still, it sometimes can be a bit funny to draw over the top. Try not, if it is too wet, try not to rip your paper by pressing too hard. These are all frustrations that you can have sometimes. Just going to finish that off, and I'm going to save the koala for last because I think the koala is pretty cool, and I'm going to show you how to modify that koala. So we've got the echidna, nicely coloured in. If you can leave the little claws white if you want, or you could add a colour to them. But there we have a cute little echidna. Thanks, Wendy. Happy Australia Day to you. Thanks, Beck, for the tips. Yep. Do I do digital? Is a question that I've been asked. I used to years ago do Illustrator work, but I haven't for a long time. A lot of my stuff I just use Photoshop, but I have used Procreate a little bit. But it's something that I may explore in the future. There is our echidna. All right. Now we're going to move on to the kangaroo, and I'm going to slide my echidna up, bring my kangaroo into view. Now this is a kangaroo that I made up the other day. Remember, all the kangaroos and all the things that you guys are drawing have been selected from all my little drawings that I do to show my family, and then they go, yep, these are the ones we like to see. We want to see you guys draw. Okay, so that's where these come from. Me just sketching in my visual diary some ideas and some concepts, and then I bring them to you as final drawings. All right, so let's start with this kangaroo. Now, in our estate where I live in Palmview, we pretty much see kangaroos every day if we go for a drive. They're on top of our hill, and they jump around. Sometimes you got to watch out you don't run them over. Starting with a circle. So like I said in previous videos, circles are super important. If you can draw cool, good circles, that is a big part of drawing circles. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to pretend that that's like an oval shape, but I'm just going to draw it down and into here, sort of like so. Bring that line back a little bit further because that's where the eye is going to sit. Now it looks like I may have made that a little bit high, so I'm going to make the eye a little bit smaller. So a circle and another circle there. So we've got 1, 2, 3 circles and a bit of an oval shape that I've extended through for the nose. We're going to put a rounded triangle for this nose here, like so, and a little curve for the mouth. Now, if you want him to be a bit cranky, you can, or it's a mummy one, this one, because it's got a little baby Joey. Look at the cute little Joey. We get the little Joeys out here as well. They're so cute when you see them out for the first time. Okay, I've drawn the eyes, same as the echidna eyes. Okay, a couple of big, long oval shapes for the head, for the ears, sorry. Australia Day, I might be on holidays as well by the sound of things. Okay, there we go. Inside there. Another curved shape. They look a bit like bunny ears, but that's okay. If you wanted to make them pointy, more pointy, go for it. It's your drawing. I'm just teaching you some how-tos. Now, this part here, you can always do things in a number of ways, but look at this massive, big circle shape here. That's what I've tried to do. But I also did an oval shape there and then put the tail on afterwards. But what you can do, I've just noticed, is from about, not right in there, but bring it out about here, is draw a line, pretend you're drawing a big circle like so. And bring that tail up. If I was to finish that, it'd be a circle. Bring it around like that. That looks kind of funny, doesn't it? Looks like a kangaroo head ball. But what we'll do next is we will bring the back out like so, and then bring the tail Every time I draw something, it's slightly different. Bring the tail up, I'm going to bring it around. There you go, there's the tail. Okay, so bring a little bump out for the back and then bring it in and then bring it around for the tail. Almost like a crescent shape, but with a bit of a bump in it. Okay, how are we going? Yes, we can do that too, Wendy. I'll show you how to do the one with the love heart on it as well. That's why I'm going to show you how to modify stuff. All right, let's go with a oval shape there, and then a bit of a straightish line, and then bring that around. Bring this up and around like so. You can see that that's sort of two ovals. With cartoony type drawings that we've been doing, I've done here, or simplified drawings, I'm just showing you how things are drawn with simple shapes. If I was drawing a real kangaroo, I would still break it down into geometric shapes and simple shapes first, and then add all the fur and details on to get the proportions right first. Okay, a couple of little lines for the, I'm assuming they're paws. Curve line coming down, and then the other foot's going to be smaller because it's in behind this one. So just bring it back and around like so. A couple of little lines for those paws. Now, the little cute Joey needs to be done. You can see that this kangaroo is a bit more slender than this one. Maybe he's a bit taller. Or she's a bit taller, sorry. It's going to be carrying a Joey. All right, just putting a curve line for where the pouch is going to be. A little circle. A couple of little oval shapes. Little triangle. Couple of little eyes. And another couple of little circles or ovals with some lines. These are quite small, so it's pretty hard to see. See if I can zoom in on that to show you what I've done there. Sorry guys. So circle, a couple of little ovals and a couple of little circles with some paw lines. Make sure they hang over, break that line. Okay. There we have, oh, don't forget the next part is going to be the kangaroo's paws. So oval shape, and then just a couple of little lines, and you're just going to rub out the back of that. All right, now I'm not going to colour this one in, I think I would like, we might, if we get time, we might come back and colour that one in. So you would outline it the same way. You might, because it's such a detailed drawing, make sure you use a finer Sharpie for these inner details. You could rub out the bits that you don't need. Remember, if I'm going too fast for you, you can pause it, catch it up another time. Sometimes my videos take a little bit of time to load. All right. Now, kangaroo, let's do the last character, the koala. Now, some people have said, can we draw with the one with the love heart? Certainly can. We are going to draw a koala. Now, my koala is going for a bit of a surf, and he's got a bit of a hairy chest there, and he's got his boardies on. All right. Happy for you to change your character, do something else. I'm going to show you some different ways to go about drawing a koala. So the very first shape we're going to draw, you guessed it, is an oval shape. So on your piece of paper, I'm just going to make sure I'm in the right spot. Draw a sideways oval shape. Okay? This is going to be your koala's head. Now, we actually had a koala in our neighbour's backyard last year. It was so cute. All right, now we're going to draw. You can draw depending on how you want your nose. I'll just show you a bigger version. Let me zoom out a bit here. a bigger version over here. You could either do a sort of a rounded shape like so, or you can do an oval shape. You choose which sort of shape nose you want. I'm going to draw the one that slightly comes out like so. And then it's up to you if you want the sunglasses on or whether you want some cute eyes. So if you want the cute eyes, you just put them here. It's 2 circles right next to there. If you want the sunglasses, do this. Straight line across, a line down and around. These are some glasses. Now you could do different shaped glasses if you wanted. You could even just do eyes and glasses. It's your personal preference, okay? Now, because the koalas are reasonably quick to draw, I'm gonna show you how to do the one with the love heart, okay? And the same body applies to this one with the singlet. So what we're gonna do now is a big oval, almost a circle shape for the body, okay? Now I'm gonna bring, can I bring that across? No, it's a bit stuck in my book. Let's put some ears on now before we do the rest of the body. So oval shapes, like so. Try and keep them pretty similar. That one looks like a circle, that one's like an oval. That's okay, they're slightly different. Now you can do things like this if you want to, put some little bumps in to make it look like fur. That almost looks a couple of little bumps. It's your call, you can leave them rounded or you can put some of those in. You could even do a cool mohawk if you wanted to, or you could put some other details on. Now you can have a smiley face. If you want to draw the one with the love heart, I'm going to quickly draw it over here. So, because I know some people want to draw it, so I'm going to match it over here now too. So the one with the love heart, I'm drawing super fast to show you, for those people, how to do it. So I had a little bit like that. Okay, so we're back up and running with where we were at with this dude. Okay, if you want the one with the love heart, watch this. Arms like so, arms like so. Couple of little paws. And then you can do a shape there with a love heart. I'll leave that for you guys to catch up with, and then it's just a matter of cute. Okay, you could have a smile on there. You can make those eyes a little bit smaller. All right, for the people who want to do the one with the surfboard, you don't have to have it. It could have a skateboard, could be holding a skateboard in his hand. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to, sorry guys, that'll be probably a bit blocked. You could make that a bit rounded if you wanted to. I'm going to put his arm out like so. So come out, down and around, and then back up, and that's his singlet arm there. And then we've got the fingers. All right, the belly, he's got quite a big belly there. We can make that a bit shorter. The pants come down, come across, come up, come across like so. So it's like a little triangle shape there, and we're just going to put a bit through there. I got asked, am I an illustrator professionally? No, I'm not. I was a teacher, and I now run art classes. So I run painting and drawing and Copic marker classes online. I do this online. Just started to do YouTube, that type of thing. So no, not a professional illustrator. Now you can see that I've made that foot bigger than this foot, so let's widen up that pair of shorts there to match that, bring this out a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to now draw the surfboard. If you wanted to draw the skateboard, you could draw the skateboard. He could be holding the skateboard. But surfboard, I'm going to prepare his arm first. So come out and around, almost like an oval shape again. And then put that on there. Now we're going to have to bring this back a little bit further because we need the surfboard to come up there. So drawing a curved line like so. Notice how I'm drawing my curved line. I find it easier to draw curved lines quicker than trying to draw them really slow. So use your whole arm and do things quickly sometimes can be a really big help. But I'm drawing slow to show you guys how to do it. But if I was going to draw this, I'd probably just draw really quickly and then get the best curve that I've drawn. So there's my surfboard. And don't forget the fin on the surfboard. And I wonder if anyone went to the beach. Out at the moment where we are, it wouldn't be a very good beach day. Maybe this morning might have been nice, bit of overcast weather, but not at the moment. Now you could put any patterns you want, stripes, etc., on these shorts. You choose what you would like to draw. Okay, don't forget that. And if you want to make it a singlet, put a line here for the singlet and then a line here, like a shape like that. And he's wearing a cool singlet. Now, if you look at that koala and this one, totally different. Well, not totally different, but different sizes, look a little bit different. This one's different again. If you've seen Blinky Bill, or my kids have been watching To the Outback or something like that, there's a koala in that looks pretty cool too. All right, let's outline our koala and colour it in. Hope you guys are still enjoying the video. If you do, it'd be great if you gave it a bit of a like, and also if you want to see other videos, subscribe. Now I'm just going to make sure I don't have anything else underneath. Today I did a couple of really nice drawings and I accidentally left one underneath, and you guessed it, my permanent marker went through onto it. This time I'm going to give him a bit more of a comb over sort of spiky do up there. Come across, come up. Now you could choose whether you want a different coloured glass lenses. If you do, you can do something like this, and I might do that for this exercise because you'll notice that I've got a really dark grey nose and black sunnies, and to distinguish them I had to put this like little highlight there. All right, I'm going to zoom in on that. Hopefully you guys can still see everything you need to. We're just outlining at the moment. All right, if you want to, how are we going? We got sorry? Do I do any what? Oh, I do face-to-face classes, if that's what people mean by live classes. I do drawing classes, so depending on what age the children, I do prep to year 2 or year 3 creative characters classes. I do drawing classes for older kids, like shading and observational drawing, still life. What else do I do? Do acrylic pouring for adults and kids, painting classes for kids and adults as well. So my painting classes, if you're interested in painting, they run, let me just shift that so I don't wreck it. My painting classes are pretty much bring in a picture of something that you'd like to paint, and I help guide you through it. Just like I would here, but you obviously you just get to choose what you want to do. Copic marker classes are pretty cool too for the older children. So older children I mean by year 4 and above. All of that sort of info is on my website. There we go, I've outlined, and I've kept it the thin one because this character is a little bit more complex. Okay, so I've kept it the thin outline pretty much the whole way around. That's cool that your koalas are really happy. Mine.
Hairy, not happy.
Oh, hairy, did he say? Sorry. Hairy, like it. I haven't put the hairs on yet, but I'm sure I will on this character. Rubbing out all those pencil lines. Okay, we're going to do something that's similar to the echidna. I'm going to put down some base layers of textures and then go over it with some pencils. This grey is quite dark, so my koala's going to be a bit darker than. Hang on, let me just see if this grey's better. Yep, this grey's better. I'm using Faber-Castell connector pens where I can today, just to show you you don't need heaps of fancy gear to do some cool drawings, but it does help. For example, that's Copic markers, that guy there, just really quickly coloured in with Copics, but I could blend that if I wanted to. So just putting down some base colours. Anyone from anywhere else other than Queensland today? Have we got anyone else from other states? Or anyone not on the sunny coast? Okay, see you, Olivia. Thanks for joining me today. I'll see you next time. I've been loving seeing you send me your drawings too. Well done. Keep up the awesome work. All right. Wasn't sure how many people I'd get on Australia Day, but thank you to everyone for giving up some of your afternoon to join us, and I hope you're having a good time drawing some of these cool characters. You could put hats on this koala, you could put whatever you want on this character. That's why I sort of saved this one for the last, because it gives you that freedom to be a bit more creative. The other ones were sort of a lot of brown in them, so I had to sort of think, oh, what's another Australian animal that we could sort of spruce up a bit. I did think about a boxing kangaroo as well, but that one didn't get past the initial cut-off of the family vote. Just colouring in nice and neatly. Where we live, we also feed the sulphur-crested cockatoos, so I have got a video on how to draw those, just a really cute one. There we go, I've got all my grey areas done now. We might give him some plain colour top. Let's go with a red top this time, not a blue one. Not the classic Bond's blue singlet. We'll go with a red singlet this time. You could even put your favourite brand or logo on there. If you're into surfing, I'm more into fishing, but surfing is an awesome pastime for people too. Not sure what the surf's like today. I'm just going to put some plain blue shorts on. And I'm going to do the surfboard yellow. That way I've got the 3 primary colours. There's another bit of learning for you guys. These 3 colours make all the other colours. that no two colors can make red, no two colors can make blue, or yellow, but these colors make all the other colors. So for example, yellow and red will make orange, yellow and blue will make green, and red and blue will make purple. The whole color wheel, if you know the color wheel. All right, he's looking pretty cute. I'm gonna leave that fin white. Got to do a black nose. Black nose. And oh, has anyone seen white sunglasses? I used to have a pair. Don't know what I was thinking, but white sunnies this koala's going to have. The reason why I'm giving him white sunnies is to block it, to have a bit of a gap between the nose and there. I could give him any color I wanted, but I'll leave it like that. I'm just going to do some hairs on the chest. Oh, yeah, hairs on the chest. Let me get well, I may even have to use a Sharpie. I might use a Sharpie on that. Make them a bit more pronounced. Some little hairy chest. Looks kind of cute. Now, if you want him to have a few little hairs, you can put some little lines like so. This is texture. That's another thing in your drawings that you can have is texture. Okay, just a couple of little lines here and there like that, just flicky light lines. Probably not going to do any on the face, but just on the arms and stuff. Makes him look like his hair is made of fur. The other thing we can do is with a white pencil, we can put a bit of light on here, and it's not really showing up that well, but I'm putting some reflections on the glasses. Now remember, that's a little bit wet, so I don't want to rip that page. We could also add some shading onto the actual, you can't really see that red. If I needed to get a darker red, darker blue for the shorts, we could put some shading in certain parts to make that look really cool. All right, how'd we go? Having too much fun at the beach, you reckon? Love it. Alrighty, so today we have the echidna, the kangaroo, and the koala. There's no reason why if you drew this koala, you could have done it with pinks or blues, or pinks and purples would have looked pretty cool too. Remember, as an artist, you don't always have to do real colours. I'm going to say thank you so much for joining me on Australia Day. I hope you've had a good time. If you have, give us a like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Here's a little sneak peek of what's happening tomorrow. I've created a little dragon picture, a cute little dragon. I'll see if I can, there we go, I've zoomed out a bit. Cute little dragon for you, and a favourite of my kids is Toothless. So we're going to have a go at, and I've got some other dragons as well to show you guys how to draw dragons, because that was one of the requests I had, and I thought, yep, that's good for boys and girls. Okay, thanks very much. I will see you next time. Make sure you send some photos through. I'd love to see them. All right, thanks a lot, guys. Bye.